let's see how we can able to install a Sonarqube on our Linux servers. Okay. As we have all the documentation, so regarding how we can able to create a Sonarqube server, how we can able to start that Sonarqube server. So let's get started. First, start with creating or launching an EC2 instance. So give some naming convention for it. So I'm just going to give it as Sonarqube, and so I'm going to take the AMI of Red Hat. And if you come down, so you need to check the you need to take T2 medium. So T2 micro won't be enough for the configurations of Sonarqube, so you need to go ahead with T2 medium. Let me click on T2. Let me take this T2 medium. So T2 medium is going to give 2 CPU and 4 GB of memory. So and try to generate a new key pair. So you're going to give it as Sonarqube. Thank you, whatever the naming convention you require. I'm just going to click on create new key pair. So I'm going to launch this EC2 instance. Let me click on launching an EC2 instance. And let's see once it's getting launched. So still it is in initializing phase. Just wait for a minute. Let me try to connect to our Sonarqube server. Click on connect. So it shows like failed to connect your instance, error establishing SSL connection to your instance. See, if you find these issues, don't waste time keeping like resolving these issues. So what you can do is, so try to click on connect, click on SSH client. Okay, take this one. So you are trying to connect to the EC2 instance via SSH. Okay, so try to click on that and directly go back to git bash and take PD, go to downloads where your key pair was available. So when you are trying to create an EC2 instance, you created a key pair, right? So usually your key pair will be part of your downloads. Okay, go to downloads and try to give this command, whatever you copied earlier. Okay, and just click on it. So it will ask you to add it out. Yes, US, and try to be part of root. You sudo -i will be part of root. Okay, now do one by one. So first, I have done with the first step, installing Red Hat server and take T2 medium. This is done, and let me try to update this. So it should be updated one. So that's why I'm going to update using this command called mupdate-y. So this will take some time. So be patient. So still it taking some time. So wait until it reaches 377. So why we are running this mupdate-y means, so we need to have everything being updated as part of our server. So we don't need to have all the old versions. So if we are running old versions, then we are going to face few issues while we are creating or while we are starting the Sonarqube server or while we are installing Sonarqube server. So that's why we should have everything being updated. That's why I ran the command called mupdate-y. Still taking some time, be patient. So while you're doing this operation mupdate-y, so try to have a good internet connectivity. So if not, sometimes it will fail in between. Now we have seen like mupdate-y is done. So try to install few things. So one is like you need to install git maven. So when you try to run everything from one server, so try to have this git maven as part of your server. Okay. So I'm going to use this command called minstall wget git maven unzip-y. So wget is a one which you can able to download something from external world. So we need to download Sonarqube from external world. That means from the browser, we are going to use this command called wget. And git and maven, you know like what's the use case of git and maven and unzip. Unzip is to, so we are going to have this Sonarqube being downloaded, which is a zip file, and we need to unzip it. That's why I'm going to take this command. So let me try to run this command. Now it is going to take some time. And once you're done with that, try to install Java also. For Maven, for Sonarqube, so we should have a dependent. We are going to have a dependency with Java. So for that, we need to have Java as part of the server. So that's why we need, once we done with installation, we need to install Java in the server itself. Now the installation of wget git maven unzip has been done. Let me try to install Java. So it shows like it is done. It's already there. So now try, let me give a command called git hyphen version to check the version of git, and maven hyphen version to check the maven version. Okay, as now we have git maven everything here. So try to, let's start with installation of Sonarqube. So first we do require a user called Sonar. Why? Because everything we cannot run, I mean, as a come here, we cannot run everything with, or it is not good to run everything with root user. So we are going to have a user called Sonar as part of our Sonar server. So try to create an user called Sonar, user add Sonar, and give password to it. So give the same password, Sonar. Okay, so now the user and the password for Sonar has been created successfully. Now try to go ahead, try to switch to a folder called /opt. So it is recommended to create or to install everything under opt folder. So that's why I move to opt folder, and I'm going to start installing Sonarqube server. So now we are going to use a command called wget. So using this wget, give wget and http. So wget is a command so which is helpful to get something to be installed on the server from the external world. So I'm just going to give this command. So now see that Sonarqube has been installed. So now I need to, it is in a zip format. So now I need to unzip it. Give this command called unzip, okay, and give this one. Just give so and give tab, it will come everything. So now I'm just unzipping it. So that is done. Now I need to add a group for sonar. Okay. Group add sonar. Sometimes it shows already exist as we created a user. Let's see. See, it shows already exist. Let me go to OPT and clear it out. And let me change. So let me go back and give ls-al. Let's see who is who is the owner of this. So root is the owner, the user and the group, everything is root as far as of now for sonar. So but this is not recommended. So we need to operate everything with a user called sonar. So it is recommended to use sonar to launch, to start, to stop the Sonarqube server. So instead of being it as a root, I'm going to change the ownership to sonar. Let me let me do with this command called this one, ninth one. Take this one, go back to here and click on it. Okay. So now it shows like nothing, something like. So before that, what we need to do is, instead of being with sonarqube hyphen 9.1.04766, I need to rename it. Instead of it as the big name, I want to rename it as just sonarqube. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a command called, okay, go back. I'm going to use a command called mv. Instead of being like that, I just want to make it as sonarqube. So I'm just renaming this entire everything into a naming convention called SonarQube, just SonarQube. Just renamed it. ULS-AL. So now it got changed into this name. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the ownership of it. Okay, let me just change it out. Let's see, let me give ls-al. Now see, the user and root has been changed for SonarQube. Now let me go back and see, we are supposed to run with a user called sonar, right? So we are supposed to run everything this SonarQube with a user called sonar. So for that reason, what we need to do is we need to go into SonarQube bin. Under bin we have Linux into 86 rcas 86-64 sonar.sh. So this sonar.sh is the one which we need to start and stop. So if you want to start and stop the SonarQube server, I need to run every time this script sonar.sh. Right? Let me go back to this one. Let me try to change the run as a user as sonar. Right? So what we need to do here is, so I want to, let me do one thing. Let me go back. So let me go to this cd SonarQube. Let me do one thing. ls cd SonarQube. Let me give ls cd bin cd linux. And now let me go to sonar.sh. Now I need to run. I need to change this to run as user to, see here, it should be part of in this. See here, it is run as user. Try to change this to, I'm going to give this as sonar and try to give it out. Now I have changed run as user to sonar. Now what I need to do is I need to create this sonar service. Why? Because if I want to start and stop the service every time, I need to go to this sonar.sh. Like I need to travel to all this stuff. Out. So I need to go every time this OPT, SonarQube, bin, Linux. I need to go back to this, to the entire folder, and I need to start the, if I want to start the sonar, start sonar.sh. Stop means stop sonar.sh. So every time I need to run this script. So I don't want that. That's why I need to start a sonar. I want to create a sonar.service. How I'm going to create a sonar.service? Just do this command vi So to create, go back to the OPT or somewhere, try to give it out. So now what you need to do is you need to keep the entire stuff here, whatever we are giving here. Try to have everything of yours. Give this one here. So you need anything. So to start the server, what I'm doing is I'm going to give something like this. So instead of giving it as, let's change it to capital S. That's because we changed the name into smallest, because we given something like this earlier when we are renaming it. And now try to see here to start every time I need to give this entire stuff. I don't want to do that. So if I create a service, just going with one command, I can able to do it out. So now I have done that. I created a service. So as I done creation of the service, what I need to do is I need to restart it. I need to restart the server. Let me go back. Let me give this command. System. I'm just want to reload the daemon, and let me enable this sonar. Now I'm going to enable the sonar. Try to give this command back again. Okay, now see, a symlink has been created for this sonar service. So instead of directly going to every time to this one, so we just etc systemctl sonar.service. Now what we need to do is let me check the status of it. Or let me check whether it is working fine or not. Okay, so to check whether it is working fine or not, what we need to do is we need to give a command. We need to check it out in our browser. So let me give this one. This is the one which I created. So just going to give this one, and the default port for Sonarqube is 9000. Let me see whether it is working fine or not. See, seems like it is not working properly. Let's wait for a minute. See, it shows it is not working fine. So if it is not working fine, what we need to do is, so we need to check one thing. So come back to here, click on security, I mean to their server, click on security, and we need to open the inbound rules. So let me click on the security group, click on edit inbound rules, okay, and click on the rule. So keep it as custom CTP and the port. The port which is listening by Sonarqube is 9000. Okay, and try to add anywhere IP4 address and try to save the rule. Now let me try with this. See, now Sonarqube we can able to access. Now Sonarqube server is accessible. So the default, so before logging into the server, I need to tell you one thing. Why we are going to give this inbound rules? See, inbound means someone from outside is going to access your server. See, where you install your server, your Sonarqube server has been installed in this Linux server, right? So from someone outside, like I'm going to give this IP address, I'm going to give this IP address, I'm going to give the port number. So someone from outside is going to access your server. That's why if someone from outside trying to access your server, you need to open the port for it. So that's why what I done was, see, I given it as custom TCP 9000. Okay. Let me go back. So the username and password to log in to your Sonarqube server is give admin. Username is admin and password is admin. Let me click on login. Now it is asking to change the password. So I'm going to change the password as, the old password is admin. Now I'm going to change it as sonar. Let me try to update it. See, it is now taking me into Sonarqube server. So this is Sonarqube server. So in this way, we can able to install Sonarqube in our server. Thanks for watching.